Hello, everyone. Good morning. Very glad that you were able to make up to today's session. By the way, I'm Sam, just like Prasad was telling, I work in cloud and I also teach uh, just to keep myself updated with the basics. That's why I teach, right? It's out of passion. Training is mutual learning, right? After every training, I also learn something new. You bring in new things, new questions, new doubts. You try to connect different things by asking your questions, and we work together and we learn. And it's an opportunity for me to, talk to a lot of other technical people and understand their technology, right? If they're not from cloud, understand their technology, how it relates to cloud. So it has mutual benefit, and that's why I train. All right, so let's talk about different certifications in the cloud. Any technical person will start their career with the associate level. All right, right here. They started with the associate level. All right, so how many certifications are there? One, two, three, four, five, six, and then seven, eight, nine. So there are like nine certifications. I would say nine different tracks, nine different technologies, tools and technologies you can pick from, and out of which solution architect associate is the hard selling. It's because of the topics that it covers. All right, so we have solution architect associate, we have uh, cloud, I mean, AWS certified developer or a cloud developer, Amazon cloud developer. And then we have the SysOps administrator. So let's talk about these three in specific. It's an architect level certification, right? Anybody who's got 4+ years and who wants to move up their career into architecting an application, they would be picking solution architect associate. And anybody who's new to the cloud and they want to develop the cloud applications or applications that run on cloud, they would pick the developer certification. And anybody who is on the support side and wants to stay in the support side and now wants to support cloud applications, monitor, troubleshoot, generate reports, fix them, stuff like that, they were doing the sysops administrator certification. So that's how they all fit into. Now, why is every company talking about either migrating their application into the cloud or building a new application in the cloud? Why are they talking about it? Because all these while, the cloud is a new technology, right? All these while, companies have been monitoring to see how things are going to work in the cloud, right? And it's been like 4 5 years they've monitored and they found it well. And again, they don't want to be the first person to migrate their application to the cloud. They wanted others to migrate and see how things goes. All right, so a lot of other companies migrated. Yes, they had challenges. Now that they're all fixed, cloud is good to go for everyone. So these companies are the companies who've been waiting and watching for like 4 years, 5 years. Now they want to try their application into the cloud, and that's why there is a big boom in migrating or developing applications into the cloud, right? And lately, a lot of companies have come up with providing solution to their customers in the cloud. Even though the customer does not like it, they want to, showcase themselves as cloud competent, and they try a lot of things just to impress their customer. And anytime at a later point when they want to move to the cloud, they would give that business over to this company that's already supporting their environment. So that's why, I mean, there are a lot of things we can talk about why there is a big boom in the cloud. So these are some of the high level reasons why every company is looking into moving their application into the cloud. All right. And this cloud we're talking about, AWS cloud, is one of the top 10 certifications in 2018. Right. All right. So it's one of the top certifications in 2018 as well. I should say 18 as well, because it has been in 16, it has been in 17, and now in 18 as well. This is one of the hard selling certification, and was able to come up, or Amazon was able to take two spaces in the top 10 highly paying certification or highly paying job list. All right. So how is a job role going to be? Let's talk about that. Now, with cloud, you don't have to unlearn anything. Anytime there is a technology paradigmic shift, you would have to learn the old version. Now you need to upgrade yourself to the new version. you know uh, Sometimes they would totally change the whole platform, and you need to relearn everything, unlearn the old and relearn the new things. In cloud, it is not like that, because cloud goes in parallel with your skills. All right, let me put it for India. Location. All right. So as of now, we have like 8,000 some change jobs in India alone. And as you see, companies are screaming out for cloud aware engineers. Right. So cloud aware engineers, look at the designations. Not everything says solution architect. I mean, you will be using your existing skill plus your cloud knowledge that you have learned. Now in this case, this opening requires that you know a lot of other stuff other than cloud. Probably these are your existing skills plus cloud certification, and then you're good to go for that particular job posting. All right. So what I'm saying is, it really complements your existing skill. All right. If you're a Java developer, if you're a .NET developer, if you're into testing, if you're already into DevOps, if you're already into coding, if you're already into database, if you're already into application security or application hardening, IoT, whatever your background is, right? It complements your existing skill, uh, and the companies would want to hire. Just a moment. All right. So this is in India alone. Now there are a few things that I wanted to show was industry. Now, this is another good way to work on product-based companies as well. In the past, product-based companies, they don't keep local IT. They don't keep their own IT environment. They've kind of outsourced everything, right? But now that's changing. You might have heard history repeats itself, right? So that time is coming back. Product-based companies are planning to have in fact, are already having their own IT environment because of the cloud. All right, cloud makes IT easy, and the product-based companies, they want to get benefited out of it. So they want to have their own cloud and their own developers, their own IT team, which works for them, and then leverage the benefit of cloud, which is cost saving. Right? Cloud does automation in itself. All we have to do is get benefited from the automation that the providers provide. So when people talk about, well, the project did not get renewed, the project is going away, it's not actually going away, it's actually staying back in the parent company, right? They no more want to outsource their team. Right? Look at that. What does biotech or pharma has to do with cloud? That's because, excuse me, that's because they've retained their infrastructure, oil and gas. They've retained their cloud environment. They now have their own team who can work instead of having an shared outsourced team who can work for them. Things like that, right? And just want to show you the designations. As I was saying, there are a lot of designations. Anybody who is a developer, a normal developer, is now a cloud aware developer. Anybody who is a database in the past, now they're a cloud aware database. Anybody who is a network engineer in the past, now they are an cloud aware network engineer. Anybody who is a project manager in the past, now they are an cloud technical project manager. Stuff like that, right? You get the idea, right? So that's how it goes. All right, coming back and talking about trainings that we provide, we strictly follow Amazon's, just a moment. All right, we strictly follow Amazon's blueprint on the training. For example, the solution architect associate training will cover, right? The solution architect associate training will cover designing and resilient architecture in the cloud, designing and high performance. How do I improve the performance of my application? How can I secure my application in the cloud? And how can I get the cost benefits for my application by hosting it in the cloud? So they are some topics that we will be discussing, we'll be learning in the solution architect associate level training. And a little bit about me. In the last four different companies I was working with, of course, not at the same time, at different time. So the four different companies I was working with, I was more involved into AWS and Azure, and we were supporting AWS and Azure customers directly because one of the company I was working with, they are a direct partner and consulting partner for both the companies, and the company I was working with had its own cloud environment. So we were helping customers migrate from on-premises to the cloud and have multi-cloud environments, develop fresh environment in the cloud, stuff like that, evaluate the cloud technologies and get benefited from them, stuff like that. So that's how I was involved in different cloud technologies, and I am a solution architect associate certified, solution, excuse me, developer certified, sysops associate certified, and professional certified as well. Right? How does that? How? Why is it important to you? I told that just so you know that you're in right hands. Number one. Number two, and when we talk about the training and when we talk about the concepts, knowingly or unknowingly, we will be talking about developer and sysop stuff as well in the associate level, or probably associate and sysops level discussions in the developer certification as well, because it's in there, it's going to come out during the training, knowingly or unknowingly. All right. And in solution architect associate, because it's an architect associate and it's not, a single technology training, we'll be talking about a lot of stuff. All right. Not just one technology. We will be talking about storage. All right. We'll be talking about compute in the cloud. We'll be talking about networking in the cloud. Right. If this is not big enough. All right, I can't zoom it right now. So we'll be talking about compute in the cloud. We'll be talking about load balancers, monitoring. How can I, expand my environment using auto scaling to meet that additional demand? How can I provide secure access for users, applications, or the vendor to my application, database in the cloud, DNS in the cloud? How can I improve performance by providing caching service to my applications? Stuff like that, architectural best practices, stuff like that. So those are few things we will be, I mean, they're not few. There are many things we'll be discussing in the training. That's how the training will go. And it's an online training, which also means that you will get recorded videos at the end of the session. And anytime if you want to revisit, revise before going up for the interview or before taking up the exam, having a recorded session, a own recorded session which you have attended really helps. Now, these benefits may not be present in classroom training because if you don't go for a day for XYZ reason, you're done. And let's say, the trainer was talking about something and you got a phone call, you went out and you came back by the time the topic was over, you kind of missed it, even if you were physically present in that training. But those disadvantages are kind of overcome in the online training. Just wanted to set the right perspective on that. All right, so that's all I had. And we take training in English as well as in Tamil, right? Whichever suits you, whichever suits the batch. That's how it is, right? And my some might have questions about how the exam is going to be. Will there be labs, stuff like that? No, there are no labs. For the solution architect associate level, it would test your in-depth knowledge on the product, different product services, how you apply them, stuff like that. For example, these are a bunch of products offered, and the exam would test your understanding or knowledge on how well you apply these products and solutions to the given scenario. So that's how it's going to be. Again, these are a bunch of products. How well do you pick the product and services based on the scenario given? So that's how you will be tested on. All right. It's an 130-minute exam. You can book it, and there are centers in a lot of places. Probably you will find one within like 5-6 kilometers from wherever you live in. Right, so it's a 130-minute exam and it costs $150, and this exam is valid for 2 years. All right, that's how it goes. All right, that's all I had for now.
Okay. So if not, it's time to wind up. Thank you everyone for joining today. And thanks, Sam, for briefly explaining about the AWS and different career opportunities and what we can explore as a person who are looking for careers in AWS and different certification level. So thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Prasad. Thank you, everyone, for taking time to join this session. Thank you. Take care.